The fear of intelligence. Why smart people are often isolated. Let's explore a challenging reality that many find difficult to acknowledge. The gift of profound intelligence can often lead to feeling like an outcast. This is why society frequently favors those who possess a clear and deep understanding of the world. Have you ever noticed that the more you think, the more you seem to drift away from the crowd? As your insights grow, others may become increasingly uncomfortable around you. You're not alone in this experience. Throughout history, deep thinkers, from Socrates to Tesla, have often been met with fear and rejection rather than admiration. Intelligence isn't just about accumulating facts or flashes of genius. It's a doorway to truths that others aren't prepared to confront. Today, we're going to explore the hidden reasons why brilliant minds are so often feared. We'll examine historical patterns, psychological research, and the paradoxical mirror effect that forces others to confront their own limitations. If you've ever felt isolated by your intellect, this is your opportunity to understand why, and how to navigate a world that often fears what it cannot understand. Deep thought comes with a cost. The more you challenge conventional ideas and explore the complexities of life, the more you risk standing apart from the crowd. Think about the last time you brought up a complex idea in a conversation. How quickly did the discussion shift back to more mundane topics? This isn't just a quirky social habit, it's a defense mechanism. When you share nuanced, thought-provoking ideas, you unintentionally force others to confront their own inadequacies. Instead of sparking curiosity, your insights often trigger discomfort. People naturally cling to familiar, simplistic beliefs because they're easier and less threatening. The truth is, deep intelligence challenges the status quo and exposes gaps in our understanding. In doing so, it makes people feel vulnerable. This phenomenon, often referred to as the mirror effect, occurs when your intelligence reflects back the unspoken insecurities of those around you. Rather than engaging with your ideas, many people prefer to retreat into ignorance, where they feel safe. In essence, the isolation that deep thinkers experience isn't a sign of failure. It's the price of seeing the world with greater clarity. History is filled with brilliant minds who paid a heavy price for their insights. Socrates, for example, challenged the very foundations of Athenian thought and was condemned to death for his relentless questioning. Galileo's discoveries shattered centuries-old beliefs, yet instead of being celebrated in his time, he was forced to recant under threat. Even Nikola Tesla, whose revolutionary ideas could have transformed human progress, died isolated and in relative obscurity. These figures weren't marginalized because they lacked wisdom. It was precisely their ability to see what others could not that set them apart and made them a threat to the comfortable consensus. Their ideas were so radical that they challenged the collective illusions of society. People feared the destabilizing power of new truths. As we examine these historical examples, it becomes clear that society often views intelligence as a double-edged sword. While it can elevate individuals to great heights, it also isolates them because their insights force others to question long-held beliefs and confront uncomfortable realities about themselves. Why is it that when someone demonstrates intellectual depth, the reaction is often hostility rather than admiration? The answer lies in what psychologists call the mirror effect. When you introduce ideas that challenge the norm, you inadvertently reflect the limitations of those around you. Imagine standing next to someone who exudes physical strength. You might admire their power without feeling threatened. But when you encounter someone who displays profound intellectual insight, it's a different story. Their intelligence becomes a mirror, reflecting back the gaps in others' understanding and forcing them to confront what they may lack. This can be uncomfortable, even threatening, and it's why many people respond with fear or rejection rather than admiration. The mirror effect is a powerful psychological phenomenon that explains why brilliant minds are so often met with resistance. It's not that people hate intelligence, it's that they fear what it reveals about themselves. Deep thinkers, by their very nature, challenge the status quo and push others to see the world in a new light. This can be inspiring, but it can also be unsettling. As you navigate a world that often foors what it cannot comprehend, remember that your intellect is a gift, even if it comes with a price. Embrace your ability to see the world clearly, and find ways to share your insights with empathy and understanding. In doing so, you may not only find your place in the world, but also help others see it in a new and profound way. Deep thinkers often face social isolation because their intellectual depth can trigger a deep-seated insecurity in others. This is due to the fact that intelligence is closely linked to our identity, thoughts, beliefs, and understanding of the world. When we encounter ideas that challenge our comfortable worldview, our brain's fear center activates as a primal response to protect us from perceived threats. Thus, the brilliance of deep thinkers can expose the vulnerabilities of others, leading to instinctive resistance and even denial. This is not because their ideas are wrong, but because they force others to confront the gaps in their own knowledge, triggering a natural yet destructive defense mechanism. Society rewards conformity, and from a young age, we are conditioned to fit in and embrace simplicity. This need for belonging often comes at the expense of genuine intellectual curiosity. People crave simplicity because it requires less mental energy, a concept known as cognitive ease. When faced with complex ideas, our brains default to familiar, surface-level thoughts to avoid discomfort. This is why viral content is often shallow and designed to please rather than provoke deep reflection. However, when you dare to think differently and challenge conventional wisdom, you disrupt this equilibrium. You force people to abandon their comfortable narratives and face the intricate and sometimes painful truths of existence. This is the ultimate cost of intellectual pursuit, often measured in social isolation and misunderstanding. But what if we could break free from this cycle? What if, instead of conforming, we could harness our intellectual gifts to foster genuine connection and inspire change? Here are some strategies for deep thinkers to thrive in a world that often shuns deep thought. 1. Cultivate selective sharing. Choose environments and audiences that appreciate depth, such as intimate gatherings, online communities, or thoughtful forums. 2. Simplify your message. While complexity is the essence of your insight, distilling your thoughts into clear, concise language can bridge the gap between brilliance and understanding. 3. Build a support network. Seek out like-minded individuals who value intellectual curiosity and engage in conversations that challenge you without fear of ridicule. 4. Practice empathy. Understand that not everyone is ready to confront uncomfortable truths. Approach discussions with empathy, inviting others to explore these ideas at their own pace. 5. Invest in self-care. The emotional toll of being misunderstood can be heavy. Ensure you nurture your mental and physical well-being through mindfulness, creative outlets, and regular self-reflection. Throughout history, the greatest breakthroughs have come from those who dare to challenge the norm. The legacy of deep thinkers is not measured by immediate popularity, but by the lasting impact of their ideas. Imagine a world where every brilliant mind was celebrated rather than feared, a world where the pursuit of knowledge was seen as a beacon of progress rather than a threat to comfort. Your voice, thoughts, and questions have the power to spark change, even if you face initial resistance. If you find yourself feeling alone in your thoughts, it's important to remember that history tends to reward those who are bold enough to challenge the limits of conventional thinking. Your innovative ideas could very well be the spark that ignites the next significant advancement, provided you have the bravery to express them. Now is the moment to take back your strength. Stop concealing yourself behind the mask of conformity and allow your genuine intellect to shine through. Indeed, being a person of deep thought can distinguish you from others, but it is also this very quality that equips you to inspire meaningful change. Embrace the reality that your intelligence may provoke discomfort in others, and harness that as a driving force for positive transformation. Do not let the dismissive attitudes of those who fail to understand you deter your resolve. Instead, let their unease motivate you to delve deeper, think more critically, and live with greater authenticity. Keep in mind that the world is in need of visionaries, individuals who are unafraid to challenge the established norms, to investigate the intricacies of existence, and to carve out new pathways for future generations. Your ideas, no matter how unconventional, are vital for progress. You possess the ability to influence perspectives, ignite innovation, and lead a revolution in thought within a society that often shies away from the brilliance of profound contemplation. Dare to be the exception. Your intelligence is not a burden but rather a guiding light. Embrace what makes you unique, question the ordinary, and allow your ideas to illuminate the world around you. If you have ever felt isolated due to your deep thinking, take comfort in knowing that you are not alone. We believe that genuine progress starts with challenging the status quo. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. If you found this message resonant, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share your own experiences, challenges, and breakthroughs in the comments below. Let's initiate a dialogue about the hidden costs of conformity and the tremendous value of authentic, unfiltered thought.